first thing you feel standing beside the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado is a sense of quiet alignment, as if the vehicle already understands the pace of your life before you do. There's no dramatic reveal moment, no sharp intake of breath engineered by excess. Instead, it settles into your awareness slowly, confidently, the way a well-built watch feels on your wrist after years of use. You don't admire it so much as you acknowledge it, and that distinction matters. This isn't a vehicle asking to be noticed. It's one that assumes you will. Standing directly in front of it, the face of the Prado feels deliberate and steady, like a person who meets your eyes without flinching or performing. The proportions are calm, upright, and grounded, with a presence that comes from balance rather than aggression. The grille doesn't shout or dominate the conversation. It sits there with a composed geometry, framed by surfaces that feel purposeful instead of decorative. The lighting elements are precise and measured, more like well-placed punctuation than exclamation points, guiding your gaze rather than grabbing it. What stands out most is the posture. The Prado doesn't lean forward as if ready to pounce, nor does it slump into softness. It stands tall in a way that suggests patience and readiness, like someone who knows they don't need to prove strength because it's already been proven elsewhere. Light plays across the hood and shoulders with restraint, breaking gently along edges that feel intentional, never forced. There's a sense that every line has been considered not for drama, but for longevity. This restraint is what gives the Prado its authority. Authority isn't volume or excess, it's clarity. The design avoids trendy flourishes that date quickly, choosing instead surfaces that feel honest and calm. The vehicle doesn't chase attention. It commands respect by simply being comfortable with itself. That confidence is subtle, but it's unmistakable. It's the kind of confidence you trust in unfamiliar places, the kind that doesn't rush or hesitate. As you walk along the side, the scale becomes clearer. The Prado occupies space thoughtfully, with a width and height that feel reassuring rather than imposing. The body panels are clean and uninterrupted, allowing light to travel smoothly along the length of the vehicle. There's an architectural quality to the silhouette, like a well-designed building that looks just as composed at dawn as it does at dusk. Nothing feels ornamental. Everything feels earned. There's a human quality to this design, not in softness, but in reliability. If this vehicle were a person, it wouldn't be the loudest in the room or the most stylish. It would be the one who shows up early, leaves late, and never forgets what matters. The Prado carries itself with the quiet seriousness of someone you trust with responsibility, someone who doesn't confuse confidence with noise. That connection to the brand's identity is felt rather than announced. You don't see logos trying to remind you of heritage or legacy. Instead, you sense it in the way the vehicle avoids unnecessary drama, in the way it prioritizes function without sacrificing presence. This is design that respects time, not trends. It feels built for years of ownership, not moments of admiration. Moving toward the rear, the emotional tone shifts gently. Where the front feels resolute and composed, the rear introduces a sense of reassurance. The surfaces soften slightly, the lines becoming more forgiving, as if the vehicle is signaling that once the work is done, there's comfort waiting. The rear lighting is clear and confident, visible without being intrusive, communicating stability and awareness rather than flash. From behind, the Prado feels like a companion rather than a tool. There's a subtle sense of protection in the way it stands, as if it's watching the road behind you, not out of anxiety, but out of responsibility. The verticality of the design reinforces this feeling, giving the impression of a vehicle that stands its ground without needing to widen its stance or exaggerate its form. Watching the Prado move away is where its personality fully settles in. There's no sense of urgency or showmanship. It doesn't surge or announce its departure. Instead, it glides forward with a calm certainty, like someone leaving a room knowing they've already made their point. The movement feels composed and unhurried, reinforcing the idea that this vehicle values progress over performance theater. As it recedes, the design remains legible and confident, maintaining its presence without demanding attention. There's a reassuring consistency in how it carries itself, whether stationary or in motion. It doesn't change character when it moves, and that consistency builds trust. You get the sense that it will behave the same way tomorrow and the day after that, regardless of conditions. For American buyers who value reliability and real-world confidence, this matters deeply. The Prado doesn't promise excitement in bursts or thrills on demand. What it offers instead is something rarer: composure. It feels designed for people who understand that true capability doesn't need constant reminders. It's for those who measure value in years, not impressions. By the time it disappears from view, the Prado leaves behind a feeling rather than a memory of details. You don't recall individual lines or features as much as you remember how it made you feel steady, assured, and prepared. It doesn't linger because it demanded attention. It lingers because it felt right. In a world where many vehicles try to convince you of who they are, the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado simply is. Calm, grounded, and quietly capable. It reinforces an identity built on trust and presence rather than hype. And in doing so, it reminds you that confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It just needs to show up every time.